Good evening. Welcome to this meeting of your Westland City Council. We will begin tonight's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilman Delano Hornbuckle.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
With liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman Hornbuckle, for leading us in the pledge. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Baumann. Present. Councilman Hart is absent excused. Councilman Hornbuckle.
Present.
Councilwoman Rakowski.
present.
Councilman Wishart.
Here.
Pro Tem Sampe. Here. President McDermott.
Here.
Quorum is present.
All right. Well, we have no special announcements and presentations tonight, so we will start off with moving on to questions or input on the agenda from the public. This section will allow members of the public at the beginning of the meeting to address the council regarding items that are on tonight's business agenda. Questions asked may be responded to during the agenda item following a motion and support from your city council. Is there anyone on my right input on the agenda? Yes, sir.
So we go up here?
Yep, absolutely. Please come up.
I'm here to talk about the poker hall being added to Ivory Room. My name's Corey. I appreciate you guys taking the time to discuss this topic. I just wrote a few things down. I just wanted to make a comment about. Poker halls like these can really help out countless charities by bringing in much-needed funds. As a small business owner, the odds are always stacked against you from the start. Adding sources of revenue, whether large or small, really go a long way into helping them succeed. And I think keeping the money from this hall in the community instead of letting it leak out to the casinos, goes a long way. So just a few small things I wanted to say.
Thank you. Is there anyone on my left, comments or input on the agenda? Okay, seeing and hearing none, we will move on to the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
So moved. Support.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Rakowski, supported by Councilman Wishart. Are there any changes to the consent calendar?
No.
Are there any changes to the consent calendar? No. Any dissent? Any dissent? It says your mic is on. Do you have anything?
Oh, and not on.
Oh, it's Treasurer, sorry. Any dissent? Okay, hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
Council has approved the following consent calendar items. Approval of request from the Local Impact Alliance to waive the administrative fees for rental of the Grand Ballroom in Westland City Hall to host a Veterans Summit event on Wednesday, September 24th, 2025, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Approval of request from the Westland Goodfellows to waive the administrative fees for rental space at Westland City Hall to host a music bingo fundraiser event on Thursday, October 23rd, 2025, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now moving to payment of voucher.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion by Councilman Markowski, supported by Councilman Wishart. Is there any discussion from the maker?
No, thank you.
Any discussion from the supporter? Any additional discussion from the council? Any additional discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes.
New business item number 1, nomination of member to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term effective upon confirmation and to expire September 2nd, 2028. Linda Filizzetti has submitted documentation requesting consideration for appointment.
Council President,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Linda Filzetti to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
There's a motion on the floor to nominate Linda Filzetti to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Are there any other nominations?
Council President,
Yes.
I move to close nominations.
There's a motion to close nominations by Councilman Markowski. Is there support?
Support.
And Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Baumann.
Yes.
Councilman Hart is absent, excuse. Councilman Hornbuckle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Wishart.
Yes.
Pro Tem Sampe.
Yes.
President McDermott.
Yes.
Motion passes. New business item number 2, appointment of member to the Zoning Board of Appeals for a 3-year term effective upon confirmation and to expire September 2nd, 2028. Linda Filizzetti has been nominated.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Markowski. Is there support? Support. Supported by Councilman Wishart. Is there anything that the maker would like to discuss?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Council President. I'm happy to see that Linda Filzetti has an interest in becoming part of our Zoning Board of Appeals. She has been a resident of our community for some time. However, as of recently, she's become very active in supporting our community. She is part of our CERT team. She is very charitable in other regards as well. Not to overshadow the fact that she is a very well-educated individual, and the education that she holds would be a great asset to the zoning board. So that is my words of support for Ms. Falzetti, and I hope that, the council will see that as well.
Great. Thank you, Councilman Rakowski. Is there anything from the supporter? No. Is there any other discussion from the council? Yes, Pro Tem Sampe.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski, for bringing that up. I've had the pleasure to get to know Ms. Filzetti for probably the past year, and I've really been impressed with her excitement and support. I've seen her at nearly every study session, our budget meetings. She asks very timely questions, and I think she would definitely bring great level of experience with her criminal justice background, in addition to just her eagerness to be involved in the city. So it's great to have a diverse board. I think that she'd be a fantastic member of this board, and I am supportive of her appointment this evening.
Okay, any other discussion from the council? Oh, do you have discussion?
I'll make a quick comment. I'll echo what the rest of the council already said, but I just wanted to add that this position here will definitely be a position that she will excel in. It'll bring some extra experience, and glad to have you aboard and glad that you're still trying to be a part of the community. That's really awesome, so thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. I would just add to, thank you first off for stepping up. I know we spoke to each other, you reached out wanting to be on boards and commissions. Just to kind of inform the public, normally it is the administration and the mayor that put forward a nomination for a particular board or commission. ZBA is the one exception where council does have some nominating power over who serves on that board. With ZBA in the past, you look at a lot of the background who's been on ZBA, it's people with a business background, people who've owned a small business or had some affiliation with a small business. And, you know, I've reached out, I know my colleague has reached out to people in the business community to see, does anybody want to fill the opening that we have on ZBA? And we actually recently had 2 individuals who did not want to be renominated when their term was up. So we have several openings on the Zoning Board of Appeals. So I want to thank Ms. Falzetti for stepping up and wanting to be on ZBA. It's not the most exciting board in commission compared to some of the ones that are out there, but thank you for stepping up and your willingness to serve on this. And as always, if you do want to be on a board or commission, please reach out to the administration. If you have a particular interest, if you're a business owner in the community, reach out to, one of us on council and let us know that you're interested, because we still have some openings even post this, should your nomination pass for the ZBA. But thank you for stepping up. Any other discussion? Any dissent? Any dissent? Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Baumann.
Yes.
Councilman Hart is absent excused. Councilman Hornbuckle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Rakowski.
Yes.
Councilman Wishart.
Yes.
Pro Tem Zampi.
Yes.
President McDermott.
Yes,
Motion passes.
please stand and be recognized.
New business, item number 3, adoption of ordinance 111B, an ordinance to amend Westland City Code, Chapter 14, to allow charitable gaming in pool and billiard rooms for organizations properly licensed by the state.
Is there a motion? Motion by Councilman Rakowski. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Pro Tem Sampe. Is there any discussion from the maker?
Yes, thank you, Council President. If you'd excuse me, I have to get my notes.
Sure thing.
I got them. They're handy. Thank you, Mr. Fasson. Okay, I would like to make a motion to amend the ordinance. So I would like to have the ordinance end at Section 14-29, which is entitled Gambling, and I'd like it to end at Section C, and then I'd also like to strike all other sections, however, with the exclusion of what was formerly known as C2, those are Roman numerals II, and have that renamed to Roman numeral I under Section C.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor. The motion is to amend the ordinance at hand here for the charitable gaming licenses. With the amendment, and just want to make sure that I have this correct for the record here, we would,
Point of clarification, I believe that it would, item C would remain through the term pool or billiard room, period. The rest of item C on the following conditions would be stricken, as would, as the councilwoman said, what was, as introduced, subsection 1, subsection 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Fasson, for the clarification.
and subsection 2 would still, subsection, Roman numeral II, subsection C2 would still remain, but it would become C1.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So there is an amendment on the floor. So we are discussing the amendment on the floor first before we get back to the ordinance. Is there any other discussion on the amendment on the floor? Any other discussion? Any dissent on the amendment? Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were reading it. Okay. Any dissent on the amendment? Okay. Amendment passes. Now, we are debating the motion as amended. Is there any discussion?
I have my light on.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, council, for taking that amendment into consideration and passing it. The reason for that amendment is because this is an ordinance, though historically long in existence, identifies only one entity that has a specific set of rules put towards it, which does not account for any of the other amusement entities that could hold charitable gaming activities. Because of that, that was my reasoning for bringing forth the amendment. That being said, I do believe that the council should be undertaking in the future an ordinance that outlines the charitable gaming, and some of these other provisions could be included at that time. So I just wanted to express a little bit more of why the amendment was brought forward, and, you know, I do in turn support the ordinance as amended.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Baumann.
Thank you. So I am actually going to, I'll let you know, I'm going to vote in favor of this tonight. However, I know I brought up, and I'm not going to make any motion to do this, but I brought up the speed at which this was brought forward. And I will, and I said this early on, is that slowing things down is really valuable. When it comes to ordinances, you know, as council, our job is ordinances and the budget. And if we rush through those things, things can get missed, things can go, you know, there's a lot of questions. And I know when this brought forward 2 weeks ago, there were a ton of questions that I know I had about this. So I went ahead and did the rabbit trail deep dive that I do to find out, because some of the questions like, why was this not allowed at billiard halls? Why this, why that? And I also was in agreement, if we're going to allow one facility to have a millionaire party without, you know, restrictions, and we're going to pull this away, why are we adding in more things? So that's why I definitely support the amendment, and I had to ask a lot of questions to get there, because that's our job, right? Our job is to ask lots of questions, which again is why I would have supported slowing this down and even offering a second reading tonight, and especially with all the changes tonight, I'm going to go ahead and support it, just because it's, at this point, I don't have the support to move it off, so I'm not going to make a motion to move it off. But I will say that in a general sense, and I'm just going to put that out there, is that slowing these down and having a first reading, a second reading, or even a study session first, as opposed to in the middle of it, then a first reading, then a second reading, before you go and add or change ordinances, really just puts us in a better, I think, council in a better light. So I just want to share that. But other than that, I will be voting in favor.
Thank you, Councilwoman Baumann. Pro Tem Sampe.
Okay, thank you so much, Council President. Thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski, for bringing these amendments. We did have a study session previous to this council meeting, which talked just a little bit more about the ordinance in general. As mentioned, I think that we have some operators per se that we don't charge a fee to. They don't put an application. There's not special provisions about your water bill and such. The gentleman that brought up about businesses, you know, as we see right now, even the Wayne Road businesses are struggling. So small businesses in general are struggling right now. So this is allowing you to have additional foot traffic in your business. I'm all about that. You know, I don't have no issues with bringing additional business in, additional foot traffic. I welcome it. I think that it is probably needed now more than ever. So I think the only thing that really had been motion is that having the proper paperwork and the proper gaming license with the state, as I'm assuming would be done. So it will be removed as stated, so no application, no fee, and we don't have to go through the city departments to make sure that everything is up and obligated. So I'm in support of this tonight. I think that it's going to help a lot of additional nonprofits. Nonprofits right now, a lot of them are struggling too. Fundraising has really slowed down. A lot of dollars aren't filtering, so if this allows people to come in and help charities and help a local business, I'm in support of that. So thank you, council.
Okay. Any other discussion from the council? I will just add I want to thank both of my colleagues, Councilwoman Rakowski for making the motion in here tonight to make the changes, and Councilwoman Baumann for good discussion and bringing up quite a bit in our study session and these changes among them tonight. I think, you know, it's a case of what we're doing for one business, we want to do for all in this sense, right? So why only limit the application process and the fee to one particular type of business, and in this case, one particular business in the community versus, we know we have half a dozen or other businesses that have operated charitable gaming or have done so in the past for businesses that used to be open, as was brought up during the study session. So I will be in support of this tonight. And is there any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes. All right.
New-
Do we have one more?
Yeah, one more.
Sorry, I jumped the gun.
New
Sorry.
business, item number 4, approval of minutes of regular meeting held August 18th, 2025.
Is there a motion? There's a motion by Councilman Markowski, supported by Pro Tem Sampe. Is there any discussion from the maker? Any discussion from the supporter? Any other discussion from the council? Any dissent? Any dissent? Hearing and seeing none, motion passes. Oh, roll call. That's right, because we had an absence.
Councilwoman Bautman.
Yes.
Councilman Hart is absent, excused. Councilman Hornbuckle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Markowski.
Yes.
Councilman Wishart.
Abstain due to absence.
Pro Tem Sampe.
Yes.
President McDermott.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. Now, we are on to public comment. So we are in the public comment portion of the agenda. Everyone speaking before the council shall do so in a civil manner. Speakers should refrain from abusive or profane remarks, vulgar language, disruptive outbursts, threats, racial slurs, or other conduct that interferes with the orderly conduct of the business meeting. Personal attacks on council members, the administration, city staff, other speakers, or members of the public that do not promote civil discourse. Comments shall be directed to the chair and not to the people in the audience. The chair shall call to order any person who is being disorderly by speaking when not having been recognized by the chair or is being disruptive to the proceedings. If any person, after being called to order, continues to be disorderly, creating a public 13 disturbance, the chair may order that person be removed from the meeting immediately. Is there anyone on my left for public comment? Yes. Yep, all you.
Good evening, everyone. Ruth Dale, Westland. With an upcoming Eloise lecture at the museum complex, I'm reminded Westland does not have a building for lectures, meetings, etc. Historical has been on Wayne Road site 46 years. Other neighboring museums have historic churches, one-room schoolhouses, and Northville has the Katy Inn, all for this purpose. The bungalow, which sat next to the little Collins house, was razed some time ago, razed due to a hole in the roof caused by a large tree limb that fell on it. Well, with no tarp covering the hole, the animals moved in, and as you know, rain also, which caused mold, so it just went downhill and it had to be raised, sadly. The bungalow could have been utilized for lectures, meetings, by removing a wall or two, and then it was 2-story upstairs, offices or whatever, storage, displays. And I gave this same speech a year ago, September, and reckon I don't give up. I'll be back.
Thank you, Ms. Dale. Is there anyone on my right? Yes, Ray.
Go Ray. All right, I'm going to talk about something, but it's going to be positive news and positive. Go Ray, I'm just saying the updates with the birthday celebration and the DQ, the fire truck ride, the nice compliments that came from the fire department, nice compliments that came from the city council. It's really touching that the community wrote me some, and I had 64 birthday wishes. Wow, I went through all that, and I got a nice shirt from the city of Westland. So I am going to be wearing it when the weather gets starts cooling down, and this is Go Ray. Someone knows I like water, so I got that now. Well, let's talk about this most important thing right now. Ray's always working, and I'm telling you, I've gotten supports from people already. I've gotten supports from the fire department, police department I already talked to. Some people are friends of mine, even at work, and he says, Ray, that is an awesome thing you're doing. 988. And the mayor has a walk coming up on Thursday, and I'm planning on being there, me and my couple friends from work. We're going to meet up, and hopefully get a chance to talk to the mayor for a minute out in Dearborn. And he's getting one of these from me for posting up some signs out there at the parks and stuff. So I'm going to be working on that here, too. So, matter of fact, this is one of my topics with the mayor when I'm talking to him about, and plus other things that I'm doing. So that's very important to me, and I'm wearing this button today. I've got done having some more made. I'm going to order some more again. So people will be getting them only VIP. So, all right, I want to say thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ray.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone on my left? Yes, Ms. Filzetti.
Good evening, guys. First off, I want to thank everybody that was involved in the nomination for me for the zoning board. I appreciate the recognition and everything. It's really appreciated, and I am probably going to still be here talking every city council meeting. Funny how the lady before me had said that she had brought this up last year. I think it was about this time last year that I brought up about the sidewalks and lightings around the school district. School is back in session, and I just was communicating, and I am not sure on the exact guidelines, but I think it's 1 mile to 2 miles. If a student lives within 1 mile of the home residence in the school, they have to walk to school. That being said, I've already started to see the children walking to John Glenn High School, and they're walking down the middle of the road because there's no sidewalks on the side of the sides. I know there's some on Cherry Hill, and there's no street lights on the side roads. The street lights on Cherry Hill, if you go from Wayne to Cherry Hill down to Newburgh, there are street lights there, but they're not very, I would say, excellent. Is that a good word? I'm not sure. But that needs to be taken in consideration, especially as the hours are starting to be lost on our daylight saving times. I think by September we lose 60 minutes, I heard. But just a thought of consideration. But mostly my communication is, again, thank you for your belief in me, and I look forward to serving. Have a wonderful night, guys.
Thank you, Linda. Anyone on my right? Yes, sir.
I just want to make a comment real quick about like what Melissa said, that as a small business owner, it is hard, and little stuff like this, like little getting extra people in there is a big deal. So just for you guys' future stuff, like, you know, that outlook means a lot for a lot of small business owners. So, thank you.
Thank you. And is there anyone on my left? Public comment. Okay. Seeing and hearing none, we will close public comment and move on to comments from the administration and the mayor.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, everybody here tonight. Thank you, Linda, for serving on the ZBA, and congratulations on your appointment tonight, and best of luck with everything. I hope everybody had a nice Labor Day. It was a really nice weekend, and we had beautiful weather here in Westland, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I was honored to join State Representative Herzberg in wishing our friend, Mr. Robbie Bauer, who was a World War II veteran, a very happy and special 100th birthday. He lives over on Benson Street. And you wouldn't know he's 100 because he's full of energy. And a whole lot of neighbors came out. His family was there. A whole squad from the Coast Guard was there, so it was really cool. And they actually did a flyover with a helicopter, and I just think it really made his day. And so thank you, Robbie, for serving our country, and I'll see you when you turn 101. I mentioned this during the last council meeting, but I'd like to remind everyone that students have returned to school, and please drive carefully, especially during times where students are going to or leaving school. Next week, Tuesday, September 9th at 4 p.m., I'll be delivering my 2025 State of the City address. at the new Fire Station Number 2, located at 7300 North Merriman Road. Doors will open at 3:30. This is a RSVP only, so please call the mayor's office or the Livonia Westland Chamber of Commerce to secure a seat. Very excited to update everyone on our accomplishments and our vision for the future of Westland. I'd also like to invite everyone to our official ribbon cutting ceremony, which is a separate event at Fire Station Number 2. A really historic day for the city. I'm excited to join City Council there and other elected officials and dignitaries. That'll be Thursday, September 11th at 11 a.m. This one's open to the public. You don't have to call ahead. Just join us there and check out our brand-new, beautiful fire station. I'm excited for the community to get their first look at this state-of-the-art facility. I've talked to Chief Stamper. There will be an open house during Fire Prevention Week, which will be announced soon in October. Tickets are also on sale for our Craft Beer and Wine Festival that will be held on Saturday, September 13th from 5 to 10 p.m. at Central City Park. It's a very popular event. I'll probably be there myself. Tickets include 12 craft beer and wine samples, a commemorative cup, live entertainment, cornhole, and food available for purchase. And how do they get tickets? Call City Hall or? Yeah. Just call City Hall and I guess you can call the mayor's office, right? Yeah.
Call the mayor's office or the Devin.
Okay, great. So hopefully I'll see everybody there. And that's all my comments tonight. Thank you.
Couple of things, starting with my chuckle at the mayor says, "Oh, they're going to be a craft beer. I'll be there." Okay, I get what draws. I want to just take a moment to comment on the Veterans Summit, which was on the consent calendar for September 24th here at City Hall. Westland has been supporting this a number of ways. It's hosted by the Local Impact Alliance, which the Westland Community Foundation is part of. Mr. Godbout sits on the board. This is the 16th year in a row for the Veterans Summit. It's free. It's open to all veterans, friends of veterans, family of veterans. We do ask that you register so that we can get the number of free food identified. You can do that by going to localimpactalliance.org, localimpactalliance.org. The reason to come is to get your questions answered on VA disability issues, VA healthcare issues, VA burial benefit issues. The VA Ann Arbor will be present to help veterans kind of walk through some of the maze as well. There will be an attorney there from my firm, Legal Help for Veterans, which has been the sponsor of this for the 16 years, as well as some retired nurse, general type, who will answer all your questions. I think I know her as well. But this is a great event. It's been well hosted here in Westland. We appreciate the support of the city in doing this, and I just want to bring it to everybody's attention. Thank you.
Beginning tonight with Councilman Wishart.
Council President, I have nothing tonight. Everyone be safe out there.
Okay, thank you. We will hear next from Councilwoman Emily Baumann.
Thank you. I am share with many of the parents out there who kids started school this week. Mine started actually today. So yes, I share all the sentiments of being cautious and watch out for kids walking and things like that, and just being slow, because even my time, I realized our time today was different, and so now I am actually driving at the same time that the local school is, in the different schools, and I was like, I was a little earlier. I was off last year, and I'm like, wait, now I have to just, so I'm encouraging people to just go slow, because I certainly don't want to see anything happening like that. And again, thank you. I really, other than that, I don't have a lot to say. I did also get to go to Mr. Bauer's 100th birthday, and it was really cool to have the flyover. I know that same day there were 2 helicopters, actually. So I was watching some of the chatter saying, where are these helicopters coming from? And there was one, I guess, a wedding, and then there was also the bright orange, what'd they call it? I can't remember the name of that helicopter for the Coast Guard. They called it Dolphin. They called it a Dolphin or something like that. That's what it is. So that was really cool to see. So anyway, thank you, and have a good 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Councilwoman Baumann. We will now hear from Councilman Delano Hornbuckle.
Thank you. I also want to jump on the bandwagon of the school issue. One of the things I want to highlight is, they got this thing called a bus with kids on it, and on the side, it has this little stop sign that blinks. That means you stop on both directions. I wish not, or do not want to see any kids hurt because someone didn't fail to stop both directions. My kid's been in school for 2 weeks now, and I done seen multiple buses have their, little stop sign that says stop, and people still drive past it. It's there for a reason, so please obey that one, please. I want to thank the Dyer Center, or Mary Grove Center, for welcoming and allowing me to come to their ice cream social. It was definitely great to see everyone and be a part of that celebration as well. Also, I want to say happy birthday to my daughters, Lainey and Riley. Birthdays, I'm going to say start tomorrow. One's tomorrow, and the other one is next week, Tuesday. So I want to wish them both a happy birthday. And again, be safe out there, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Hornbuckle. We will now hear from Councilwoman Andrea Rakowski.
Thank you, Council President. Nothing much to add to everybody's comments. Of course, I'm a big advocate for school safety and also for charitable endeavors. So if you have the opportunity to be contributing to the charities that are supporting our children, like Goodfellows or the schools, I would encourage you to do so. Also, there's so many things going on in the city, as the mayor had mentioned. It's a really kind of exciting September because there's just so much. So back to school, new things about the city and some progress. New fire station, September is going to be a great month. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Until then, I hope to see you at one of our many events.
Thank you, Councilwoman Rakowski. We will now hear from Pro Tem Sampe.
All right, thank you, Council President. I want to start by wishing my mom a belated happy birthday. I found out that she shares it with John Sullivan, so that's awesome. She celebrated her birthday with family. We had a nice barbecue, so I just wanted to wish her a happy belated birthday to get started. Congratulations to Linda for your appointment. This is going to serve you really well in your new role as a ZBA commissioner. So we're happy that you stepped up, and thank you for volunteering. I know that this is going to be a good thing for you. It's a really good starting point. So thank you for volunteering for that. I wanted to thank the fire chief and deputy fire chief for giving me a Station 2 tour. Station 2 is beautiful. I really cannot wait until everyone sees it. So I was able to take a little preview of it, and it was gorgeous. A lot of questions that I asked the fire chief: why did you do this? Why did you do that? So we're really excited, I think, for the 11th, for September 11th. And I haven't seen it with furniture, but I'm sure it's going to look gorgeous. And they have a beautiful red color wall in their training area. So I can't wait to have the public see it and come out to some of the events. It was on the consent calendar, but Westland Goodfellows is going to be doing quite a few charity events this year. I am blessed to be one of the co-presidents of Westland Goodfellows, so trying to come up with creative ways to raise money. So we are going to be doing a music bingo fundraiser. It's going to be done by Next Level Music Bingo. They are amazing. So what we're going to do is have it here at City Hall. We're going to have some food. I am looking for sponsors to donate raffle baskets. We're going to have some 50-50 raffles and some baskets. So that's going to be Thursday, October 23rd. I know it's a little bit of ways, but I wanted to put that on your calendar. It's here at City Hall, 5:30 to 8, and it's supporting the Westland Goodfellows. So last year we serviced about 500 kids and gave them a Christmas, and I'm thinking that we're probably gonna have more this year. So it's been tough for a lot of families. So just mark your calendars for Thursday, October 23rd, here, 5:30 to 8, for a lot of good fun and raising money for a good cause. I also wanted to plug that Westland Goodfellows is partnering with Services to Enhance Potential STEP. We were selected as one of the groups that they are partnering with in September. So if you go to any of the STEP thrift stores and donation centers, there's one in Dearborn Heights off of Ford Road, Eureka Road in Southgate, and Wayne on West Michigan Avenue. They are going to be donating a percentage of every sale to Westland Goodfellows. That's going to take place the month of September. So it's going to be a way for us to continue to raise money for Westland Goodfellows. So I wanted to plug that. So if you're out and about, you like thrifting, you like finding different finds, I love my little thrift store shopping days, feel free to stop by STEP. It's also a good way to interact with individuals with differently abled conditions that are going to be working there. So supports two ways in a good cause. So again, that is the whole month of September. And Ray, thank you for your 988 button. This is fantastic. Ray had mentioned it to me about supporting and just raising awareness on suicide crisis and you know, this, I'm going to kind of dovetail into, you know, something else I wanted to mention, but there's been a rise in violence, domestic abuse, political hate, and suicide. So, you know, I've seen it a lot online. I've seen it a lot in Westland. Over the weekend, there was a beautiful 20-year-old woman who lost her life to gun violence and basically a domestic violence situation and a suicide. So she had just began her journey in life, and it really hit home because my kids are around that age. So, you know, just be kind. I always say this all the time, like you just don't know what people are fighting with and battling with, and I feel like as a community we can do better. If you see something online that you think is a little off, or you see hateful comments or something that can be concerning, you know, contact the police department. Talk to somebody, like don't just let it fester, because you don't know what someone's dealing with, you don't know what may spew into something else. You know, a lot of times we think online, people say stuff and it can actually ignite violence. So I just want to say, if you see something, say something. You know, I've seen a lot of it online. I've seen a lot of it of individuals in the community, and they egg it on. They think it's funny. They laugh at it and stuff, and it's not. It's actually pretty disturbing and sickening. So I know the Westland Police Department, they're working tirelessly to keep you guys in the community safe. You know, I think that you guys do a fantastic job, but they're open for getting those reports and taking them, because that's how we make our community safer and healthier and protect everyone. So thank you for that, Ray. Thank you for this button. I'll be wearing this a lot. I really appreciate it. I know, I like it. Thank you for the VIP button. I also wanted to plug, as I mentioned, all businesses, but I know our Wayne Road businesses are really struggling. You know, I visit them often. I visit them as much as I can, and they are really, really, really struggling. So don't forget about them. Please don't. You know, go to Marco's, go to Carlos, go to Homestead, go to even the Jersey Mike's, go to Thai House and Shawarma House. They are businesses that need our love. You know, we don't want to see them close. A lot of them right now are at the brink of it. So, you know, I try to think of ideas on what to do, and I've talked to council about maybe some things that we can extend out, so we'll see how that goes. And thank you, council, for the reminder about the kids in schools. This is my first year without a kid not in grade school, so I have 2 college students now, and it's making me kind of sad, but just be safe. Be safe when you see those students out there walking. Even high schoolers too, you know, sometimes they don't pay attention, they're on their phone, they have their head down. So with that being said, I hope to see everyone around. I hope everyone's safe. Have a good school year. Have a good school year, teachers. Miss Rakowski over here, have a great school year. She's at Adams Middle School as a teacher. I'm super proud of you. And I'm just wishing all of our teachers a really great year, and for everyone to be safe and be kind with one another, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Pro Tem. A few different things from me tonight. So first of all, good evening. Welcome. Linda, congratulations again on stepping up on ZBA. We need, people to serve on boards and commissions. As I mentioned earlier, ZBA is kind of unique in that it's one of the only ones where council gets some nominating power. It is typically, per our charter, the administration that gets to appoint to a board, or gets to nominate to a board or commission, then council votes to appoint. So if you are interested, reach out to the administration. You can check on citywestland.com to see what openings are available for boards and commissions that may fit your background, personal or professional, and you can contribute as a resident here in the city on one of our boards and commissions. Second off, I want to thank Pascal Ize and Nicole Jones. I wasn't able to attend the event, but it looked like another really well-attended, well-executed She Rocks Women of Westland event. So thank you to everybody that was able to attend, and thank you to Director Ize and Nicole Jones for putting on, it sounds like and looked like, another really great She Rocks Women of Westland event for 2025. It was brought up regarding the sidewalks on Cherry Hill. That is something that the council administration are actually already in work on. With Cherry Hill specifically, between Rain Road and Wildwood, there is going to be more sidewalk going in there at some point here in the future. That was something that was already previously adopted. So I know that was mentioned and just wanted to make mention of that. Would like to wish a happy 100th birthday to Mr. Bauer as well. The mayor did mention it. He had his 100th birthday celebration over the weekend, so looked like a really cool celebration. Was glad to see the Coast Guard and the military involved to honor a veteran who served his country and in World War II to help him celebrate his 100th birthday. So happy birthday to Mr. Bauer. As was mentioned by the mayor and a couple of my colleagues, we do have the ribbon cutting coming up on 9/11 for the fire station number 2. So we would encourage everybody in the community to see just what your tax dollars ultimately went to. These were dollars that were initially a mixture of American Rescue Plan tax dollars and money that then Representative Coleman brought down with State Senator Paul Hankey for the community. So if you ever want to ask the question, well, what is the city doing with my tax dollars? Fire Station 2 is your tax dollars at work. A brand-new, state-of-the-art, not only station, but administrative building, and a state-of-the-art training center that will be dedicated in honor of one of our fallen firefighters as well. So please come out on 9/11 to help us dedicate the fire station and remember the legacy of first responders who, gave their lives and paid the ultimate sacrifice, not only here in Westland with 2 of our very own, but those who lost their life on 9/11 and in the subsequent years after due to, on-the-job illness as a result of their bravery on September 11th. So please come out for that event. It was already mentioned with regards to the tragedy that occurred over the weekend. It is not often that we have a gun violence tragedy and a shooting death here in our community, but to the family of the victim, certainly my thoughts and my condolences go out to you. It's a senseless tragedy. It really goes to show why mental health matters and why we need to help individuals deal with their mental health. It goes to show the importance of having domestic violence resources. And, here in Westland, we've had for a number of years a domestic violence advocate who works directly with our Westland Police Department. This is, an initiative that our police department has taken very seriously and proactively brought in that domestic violence advocate to work with the Westland Police Department long before, any other community started doing something similar. So if you know someone, or if you are the victim of domestic violence yourself, there is a resource already in place here in the city of Westland. You can call the police non-emergency line. You can go up to the Westland Police Department and ask to speak with that domestic violence advocate to get help yourself or to help someone in your life that may be in need and help prevent a senseless tragedy like this. I think it also speaks to the importance of gun safety reform and the need to make sure that the wrong individuals are not possessing guns, and those who are not mentally well off or who may be experiencing a brain health issue or crisis are not in possession of a firearm where they can commit a senseless act and take someone's life. So again, my thoughts and condolences certainly go out to the victim's family. there is an ongoing investigation, so there's only so much that I, really want to say, but, our Westland police are thoroughly investigating the matter, but again, just an awful, ugly situation. With regards to public health and mental health, I'll have more to talk about this here in the future, but I'm going to be working on some public health initiatives here in the city. I had the chance to talk with Fire Chief Stamper. I also want to talk to our police chief, the mayor, the deputy mayor. I think there's more that we can do with regards to public health here in our community. That includes mental health, that includes people's just general well-being with regards to their physical, mental, emotional well-being. So I'm going to be talking to our administration, the mayor first, and then we'll hopefully have some more exciting stuff to share with my colleagues on council, and then ultimately the public as well, for what we can do to improve mental health and public health here in the city of Westland. And, with that, if anybody needs anything, you're always welcome to reach out to me on Facebook at Councilman Mike McDermott. You can give me a call or text me on my cell phone at 734-890-2146. As the mayor and some of my colleagues mentioned, we've got a lot going on in the city, from fire station ribbon cutting, State of the City address, which I would encourage everybody to come to get an update on what the administration is doing here in your city and all the ways that we're improving and taking big steps forward here in Westland. And the police have their charity event coming up soon here too, with the cigar bar, we used to call the TRU fundraiser. So I'd encourage people to buy a ticket and support our Westland police for that as well. So lots going on here in the city of Westland. Please come out, please attend, and with that, is there a motion to adjourn?